Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Lukman bin Zahari Nizam. I am student part 6, data CS245, Data Communication and Networking. Today I will present to you my final year project entitled that Face Detection and Recognition System for Security Workplace using Raspberry Pi. My supervisor is Dr. Nick Nurul Huda Nick Zulkifli. Okay, let's talk about the problem statement. Security at workplace is simply a method of shielding an individual from sickness and injuries related to employment and keeping the building, which are the office and the department, protected from intruders. So it is necessary to have workplace security. An individual may feel much safer knowing that the building which he or she works in is covered and protected. Before joining the company, security is one of the most important things that employee looks at in a workplace. So it is the firm's responsibility to ensure that they provide their workers with a healthy working environment and can guarantee that the safety of their employee is protected. Next, we will talk about the objective of this project. The first objective is to design a face detection and recognition system for security workplace using Raspberry Pi. In this project, the Raspberry Pi model that I use is Raspberry Pi 4 Model B, and the capacity is 4 GB. The second objective is to evaluate a safe and secure environment in the workplace, which means by developing this system, we will try to observe and evaluate a safe and secure environment in the workplace by implementing the system to the company or to the workplace. The third objective is to test facial expression recognition in real time for intelligent surveillance system. This means we will try to run the system to test the accuracy and the speed of the system in order to recognize face expression recognition that will be used for intelligent surveillance system. Next, we will talk about the scope of this project. The scope of this project is to be applied to a workplace which has more than 100 workers, where it will detect and recognize an authorized or unauthorized person. So this system will help the management to trace and track if there is any suspicious incident. For example, if there is unauthorized person in a restricted area given data center, a notification alert through email will be sent to the security guards and the authorities for further actions. Since the research will require users' face for recognition, so users need to register their face to be stored in the database. Also, there is an additional security measurement implied in this system, where we will put an LED light which work as another security for this system. Means if the camera detect that person as unauthorized person, the LED will not turn on. So it means that the door will not open and the user will not get any access to the door. But if the camera recognize the user as an authorized person, LED will turn on and blink for 10 seconds for the door to open, and then the door will close after 10 seconds so that it will prevent from a tailgating incident happened. We will move to the significance of this project. There are two views. The first one is from the employee perspective. This system will help and make it easier for the employer or the management to trace and track if there is any suspicious incident. For example, stealing cases or intruders in the restricted area. From the employee perspective, it will create a safe and secure environment in the workplace, so the employees will be much comfortable knowing that this department that they are working in is secure and protected. I will explain to you the flow of this system. So the first step is we will create a folder with user's name in the dataset. So this dataset will act as our database for the system. The system will try to compare these images in the dataset with the image of users in real time. So there are two ways in keeping or storing the image of users. First, we can upload it in the Raspberry Pi by running the code that I have created. And then the second one, we can just upload the image that we have in our desktop. Second step is we will train the system to recognize the image in the dataset. This process is using the cascade and hard cascade algorithm and LBPPH algorithm. And the third one, after we train the system to recognize the image, we will run the face detection and recognition system. And next, we will observe whether the camera is able to detect and differentiate between authorized person and unauthorized person. First, we will try to test with unauthorized user. So when user's image is not being stored in the dataset and user is not registered in the system, camera will not able to recognize user's image in the real time. So LED will not turn on and access is not granted. So this is the process how we store the image of the user in the database. First we go to the file dataset, and next we create a folder, name of the user. So next we will run this code. So as we run the code, the camera will capture the image of the user. And next, the image capture will be saved in the folder dataset. So once we run this facial recognition code, it will recall the image of the user in the database. Next, we will run this code. for the system to train the system to recognize the image of user in the data set. Now let's see if user has been registered in the system and their image is being stored in the database or data set. So basically, if user has registered with the system, camera is able to recognize their image, and in real time, an LED will turn on and access is granted. The name of the user will appear on the screen.